Imagine securing a compensation package 33% above the original offer without creating any friction in the relationship. Most candidates approach compensation discussions with the wrong mindset. They focus on what they need or want to earn rather than the value that they create. Before you jump into it, here's a common pitfall. Starting with your number rather than establishing context first is a dead end. The biggest mistake costing job seekers thousands in lost income isn't asking for too little. It's focusing on getting hired instead of demonstrating their economic value. In today's hyper-competitive market, candidates who master the wage-value equation earn more than equally qualified peers. The good news is, once you understand this mindset shift, you'll never approach compensation discussions the same way again. I've helped so many professionals negotiate their compensation using this exact formula. One client increased their offer by $16,000 in a single conversation after implementing what I'm about to show you right now. And these principles work whether you're entry level or executive, because they're based on the fundamental business economics that every hiring manager understands. Today's job market rewards value creators, not credential collectors. Companies are scrutinizing every dollar spent, making the connection between compensation and contribution more critical than ever. This is strategy number 8 in our career advancement series, Mastering the Wage Value Equation. I've covered all 10 strategies in 2 videos with tactics, so go check that out. But today I'm going to go all the way in on the wage value equation. Why? Because too many people are taking whatever is offered. And this is primarily due to the employer job market that we are currently sitting in. Now, if you're watching this video a year or 2 from now, from the recording, know these tactics work in every employer market and in an employee market. But before we get into it, here's your immediate takeaway. Stop thinking of your salary as a cost to the employer and start seeing it as an investment with measurable returns, ROI, return on investment. This single perspective shift will transform how you approach every compensation discussion from this point forward. Let's get into it with number 1, the wage value mindset shift. Most candidates approach compensation discussions with the wrong mindset. They focus on what they need or want to earn rather than the value that they create. I get you. You have a lifestyle you want, you have bills, you have kids. This mindset shift takes all of that into account because the value you create far exceeds the bills and the kids. This strategy is like shopping at your favorite luxury store. When you walk into Louis Vuitton or the Chanel store, nobody apologizes for the prices because the perceived value is extremely clear. And they stand on business 10 toes down, big energy. The same principle applies to your career. Average candidates position themselves as commodities, interchangeable with others at the same price point. Say it with me out loud right now. I could never be interchangeable. I am one of one. Top earners position themselves as premium investments with clear returns. Notice how the traditional approach sounds like, I'm hoping for a salary in the range of X. While the wage valuation approach demonstrates, based upon my analysis, a professional who delivers specific results typically generates 3 to 4 times their compensation in value. Here's exactly how. Remember, your compensation isn't determined by what you ask for. It's determined by the perceived value you'll deliver. Let that sink in, marinate, and then serve it up on the other side of the negotiation table. The first component of your wage valuation equation is your value quantification system, a methodical way to calculate your economic impact. Think of this like a production line. Every action you take produces measurable outcomes, and those outcomes have a specific financial value to the organization. That action is built into the cost of the good being produced on that line, to include the equipment and the maintenance and someone operating the equipment, and how many units produced per hour, per day, per month. Now, let's extract your production unit value. Create your value quantification system by mapping direct revenue impact, which is sales, client acquisition, upsells, cost reduction, efficiency improvements, and time savings, risk mitigation, which could be compliance, security, quality assurance, and capability enhancement, skills, processes, knowledge transfer. For example, quality assurance protocols reduced error rates by 14%, saving the company approximately $347,000 annually in rework and customer retention costs, more than 4 times my total compensation package. Here's the key insight. Even roles without direct revenue impact create quantifiable value through cost avoidance, efficiency, or risk reduction. The second component is market rate arbitrage. Strategically positioning your unique skill combinations to command a premium compensation. This works just like real estate appraisal. Similar properties with premium features command higher prices in the same market. Now, let's build your market rate arbitrage strategy by researching industry compensation benchmarks for standard roles. Then you want to identify your unique skill combinations that transcend single roles, documenting the enhanced value these combinations create, then presenting compensation expectations based upon your premium value. Your ability to articulate premium value of your unique skill combinations directly determines your earning potential beyond the standard market rates. But here's where most professionals get it completely wrong. They believe salary discussions are about negotiating the highest possible number. But top earners understand it's about establishing clear value first, making the number a natural conclusion rather than a negotiation point. Let me show you how to implement this exact mindset shift in practical terms. Let's break down exactly what you should do this week to master the wage value equation. Tactic number 1, create your value impact inventory. First, create a document listing every project you've completed in the past 18 to 24 months. For each one, identify the business problem you solved and the measurable impact it delivered to the company. Here's a common mistake to avoid. Don't just list the responsibilities. Focus specifically on the quantifiable results using metrics the business already tracks. Tactic number 2, develop your compensation research brief. Next, research compensation data from at least 3 different sources. Look for roles that combine your specific skill sets, not just job titles. Create a 1-page brief showing standard compensation ranges and the premium justifications for your specific situation. The key mistake to avoid here is relying solely on general salary websites without industry-specific context. If you need help with this part, we have an entire process that we work side by side with you to help you create your compensation research brief. You'll be able to update this on your own moving forward. I'll link it up in the description if you're interested. Tactic number 3, script your value conversation. Finally, you want to prepare a 45-second summary that connects your documented value to your compensation expectations. You want to structure it as value evidence, market context, reasonable conclusion. Before you jump into it, here's a common pitfall. Starting with your number rather than establishing context first is a dead end. Always lead with the value, then frame up the compensation as a reasonable investment, a win-win for you and the company. Remember, while most candidates are awkwardly negotiating for slightly higher pay or not negotiating at all, you're now equipped to transform the entire conversation from cost to investment using your value quantification system and market rate arbitrage strategy. But none of this works if you don't change your mindset. Imagine securing a compensation package 33% above the original offer without creating any friction in the relationship. That's what changing your mindset and implementing the wage value equation strategy will get you. That's it. Now it's time to go to work. And no, I read every comment and respond. If you want more on any of the steps, let me know in the comments. Work on this strategy, tuck it away for when it's time to negotiate. It will completely transform how you approach compensation discussions forever. And until next time, I love you.